Today we're going to look at reviewing and editing of documents. We're going to start with this document that I have already on my screen, and you will notice a red underline that indicates a spelling error, and the blue underlines which indicate grammar errors or words used in the wrong context. But before we get to spelling and grammar errors, let's look at copy and paste. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select my text, the entire paragraph, and I can choose copy, place my cursor where I would like the copy to appear, and paste. Copy and paste gives us another copy of the selected text. It can be placed in this document, or if I launch a new document, I can paste it in a new document. So copying and pasting works across documents as well, from document 2 to document 3, the original being in document 2. I'm going to undo. Now, this button, the undo button, is your friend. The undo button allows you to undo the last thing that you just did. So, on this document, the last thing that I did was paste a copy or make a copy of this first paragraph. I'm going to select my paragraph again, and I'm going to copy and paste using the right-click option. Here, I'm going to right-click, get the context menu, and I can now copy, and I can right-click and paste. That is 2 ways you can copy and paste. The third way involves using the keyboard. Again, I'm going to undo. I'm going to select my text. I'm going to press Ctrl C on the keyboard, place my cursor where I would like the paragraph to appear. Ctrl and V on the keyboard gives me a copy and paste of the paragraph. Okay, so let's undo. And that's copy and paste. Cut and paste is different from copy and paste. A cut and a paste is moving of the text from one place to another. So for example, if I select the paragraph and I cut it, it's no longer in the location. I can click on another part of the screen and I can paste. Now, if you notice, the paste button is still active. So I can paste it as many times as I need to paste it. And again, as I said, undo button. If I accidentally pasted it one time too many, I can undo the last couple of actions. And that's cut and paste on screen. Likewise, I can cut and paste. I can select my text, click, hold the mouse button down, and drag it to a new location. Or I can use Ctrl and X on the keyboard, Ctrl and V to paste on the keyboard. Ctrl X cuts and Ctrl V pastes. Alright, so let's just get this paragraph back to the beginning. Alright, so I think we're okay with copy and paste, cut and paste. Let's look at some editing. Now, we're all familiar with Mary Had a Little Lamb, but let's just play with this a little bit. Suppose it was not Mary. Suppose Shelley had the little lamb. If this was a long document, finding every instance where we use the word Mary would take a long time. Fortunately, we only have 4 lines on screen, so we can see easily that Mary occurs in 2 locations on this document. When you work with long documents and you make an error, let's say, for example, you spelled a word incorrectly, but you spelled the word incorrectly every time you use the word, and maybe there are 10 or 15 instances of this word, you would have to go through the entire document line by line before you can change each instance of the word. A find and replace or search and replace will help you to be able to find and replace or make the changes or the corrections. So find and replace is an excellent tool that can be used for correcting errors, spelling errors in particular. Or maybe change a word to something else. Maybe you've used the word too often and you'd like, or the word is too simple and you'd like to have a more complex word meaning the same thing in its place. When you go to find, it turns on the navigation bar. So let's say we'd like to find Mary. So we're going to type Mary, and on screen you can immediately see two instances of Mary showing up. Right? It says two results, Mary, in the sentence, Mary had a little lamb, and in the sentence, everywhere that Mary went. We are going to replace Mary with Shelley. So, find what? Mary, replace with Shelley. Alright? And we are going to replace all because I would like all instances of Mary to be replaced. The system says all done. We've made two changes. When we close the dialog box, we come back to Shelley, had a little lamb. Its fleece was as white as snow. So let's say Shelley didn't have a lamb. She had a dog. So again, we're going to find lamb, and we're going to replace lamb with dog. Two changes, replace all. So Shelley had a little dog. The dog was sure to go. Let's say the dog was not white, but it was black. Black as the night. So let's find white as snow. Observe, there are no matches when I look for white as snow. Why is that? Because the word expects us to search for a word at a time. So let's look for white. There we go. We're going to replace white with black. Now, I clicked on replace because I know that replace, there's only one instance of white in the document. But if we didn't know that and we wanted every instance of it to be changed, it's all is the option we are supposed to go with. And the dog's fleece was black as because I know I'm going to do a find and replace, I'm simply going to click on replace now, pull up the find and replace dialog box, and here now I'm going to search for snow. I'm going to replace snow with night. I'm going to replace all. One replace. There we go. I'm going to close this off, closing the navigation pane. Now we still have red underlines and black underlines. Sorry, blue underlines. The red underline denotes a spelling error, as I said before, and a blue underline usually denotes either a grammatical error or a word that is used out of context. Now, fleece is spelled incorrectly. I'm going to right-click on fleece and choose the option here. I'm going to right-click, and we're not seeing any errors there. Another way to correct spelling and grammar errors is to go on your Review tab, Spelling and Grammar. Here now, in proofing the document, Word is telling us that A black, there's a grammar error. The suggestion is A black, and we can change it. But if you notice, when we change it to A black, it's now saying it's black as, A black as. There's also a spelling of error there's a grammar error, between black and as. There are too many spaces. So we can go with the suggestion. Its is incorrect because this contraction denotes it is. It's supposed to be this one. So spelling and grammar is complete. Now, if you read a sentence, it says, its fleece was a black as night. Ideally, that should read as black as night. So, in the context of the poem, the grammar check did not pick it up. That is something to note. Whenever you have words that are indigenous to a language, for example, Gasparilla is showing up as an error with a spelling error. But we know that Gasparilla is an Amerindian word and it is not a standard English word. Therefore, on occasions such as this, you would need to simply right-click and choose Ignore. But if you know you're going to be using Gasparilla often, you can simply add it to the dictionary so that the next time word comes across Gasparilla, it will not be recognized as a spelling error. If you have any questions, remember to contact your instructor in the question and answer forum or message your instructor on Moodle. Please read all the notes and go through the exercises to make sure that you understand. Have a good day.